So every day I'll be sharing one theme. Today's theme is environment. Based on that theme, there'll be n number of questions. So today you will see there are 7 pages. So there'll be around 38 questions in this. It might look like a long list of 38, but they are like overlapping questions. That means once you understand like those 4-5 types of the issues in environment, okay, what kind of questions are
They
asked
give
in
you an
our
exam
case?
also like this?
No, they'll give you only one question. Only this
One
question, not
question
that
and
question.
these are...
Yes. Okay. So any one question you have to write. There's no choice of essays in the examination. Whatever is given to
Acha.
you, you have to write. Okay.
And that will
So
be
in
for how many minutes, Pooja?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yes. Yes. So in the
Okay.
examination, you don't have a choice. Like in school, we had this choice, no? But in the examination, we don't have it. So it will look something like this. I don't know if you have observed this in while you take the reading and listening generally. You have this writing at the end of it. So
Yeah.
if you have observed, the question will look exactly the way it is given in that question paper. If you have not observed, I'll just show you the mock test. Just hold.
Acha.
So this is the letter and this is how the question will be. So these are the generic instructions. Every essay will have this. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Write about the following topic. Anything in that box, okay, is the topic. Rest all is the generic information. Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Doesn't necessarily mean that your personal example, your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. And this is the
50 words. So
structure.
we cannot go beyond 250 words.
At least 250. Means you
Acha.
have to go beyond.
Acha.
Yeah. If you write anything less than 250, you'll actually face a penalty.
But the writing task on the laptop will be a Word file. We do it, right?
Yeah. Well, on the laptop, it won't be Word file. Right now, in the
Right now, I'm
examination,
just asking during the exam, you know.
no, it's
Suppose
a
I'm going
software.
for the writing task.
It's a software.
It is a software. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a document.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
No, but because I'm more accessible with writing, na pen and
Okay. Then go
paper.
for pen and paper. There's another option of pen and paper.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay. All right. So today's theme is environment, and the first sub question in environment is about the fuel prices, cars, air travels, and air pollution. Something which you
Jairaj
all
also joined, Pooja.
can relate to. Hi, Jairaj.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi. Okay. So be part of this now. Let's discuss. Let's have some participation. And we all know that cars and all everything which we use as a modern technology in terms of transportation has some pros and cons, right? So right now, since we are talking of the pollution, it is more of the cons, the negative side of it, right? Now, these 7 questions are all interrelated. So if you work on one, you'll get probably the points for the other one as well. All right? Now see this. Read the first one, Jairaj.
Yes, ma'am. High fuel price is the only way to decrease all types of environmental hazards. Do you agree or disagree?
So do you agree or disagree? Now, this is where my opinion is important. So the word here is where people can probably disagree or agree is the only way. It makes it like a conditional thing. It's the only way, exclusive. That means nothing else will work. Just increase the price. In between, if you remember, the prices of petrol in the real life were around 114, 120, they are reached in that range. Now again, they have reduced to a certain extent, right? So high fuel prices is a solution for what? All types of environmental hazards, not just air pollution. Okay, all types of environmental hazards. Now tell me something. What are the environmental hazards that you can think which the high fuel price will solve? What types of environmental hazards are you thinking?
Scarcity of water.
Water?
Sorry.
Water?
Air pollution. High fuel price, na?
Air pollution, yeah.
Air pollution हो सकता है. Then it can increase to lung diseases also.
So there are hazards. Okay, so respiratory. Okay, issues, concerns, diseases, and good add-on. What all you think that high fuel prices is a solution for The environmental hazards. Which other environmental hazards are
Even
caused?
sore eyes, like
Monuments
sometimes
are
because of the
Okay, eyes.
gases.
Okay. Okay.
Eyes.
Vision issues.
Yeah, and
You're
skin
saying something?
infection also. Skin
Oh,
infection
yes.
also.
Yes. Okay.
monuments are also destroying.
Monuments. Okay. So the historical
Uh,
due to some acids and all, but that's okay. Like carbon dioxide necessarily. Okay, ठीक है, I'll take it. Okay, it's a combination of multiple things. Monuments.
Yeah.
Okay. The especially which are made of marbles and natural materials are getting degraded.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Then
good.
birds, birds and animals, like, it can
Right.
affect them a lot.
How come?
Birds,
What's happening?
our weather is
because of the air pollution,
Right. Okay.
yeah,
Their life cycle, their
their life
eating
cycle is
patterns, their
disturbed.
diseases, everything gets disturbed.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
All
has
right.
been
Good.
disturbed.
Now, what is your assumption when you're saying high fuel prices is a solution? So, what would happen in that high fuel prices? How it can solve this problem? High fuel prices problem. How it is going to
People will
solve
start
your
traveling
problem?
by cycles.
Okay.
Take a
So,
transport which is, or they will go for, cleansing of the fuel, utilizing the less of two four-wheelers.
so they will say less of four wheelers.
Yeah.
Okay, four wheelers.
personal
Okay.
vehicles.
So, or personal vehicles. And because of that, you know, or they might
Fuel.
resort to cycles. That was another point which you said. Something which
Yeah.
was less polluting.
Less
Example
pollution.
cycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Electric,
Also for health.
electric
Okay.
scooters or
EVs.
autos.
EVs. Huh. Darshana, you were saying something?
Solar.
Yeah, you means using alternate codes for vehicles.
Ah, yes. Alternatives. Okay. Alternatives. Okay. Which could be solar, maybe some sustainable fuel.
Companies
EV.
should provide their vehicles for employees.
Okay.
when-
So high
when
fuel
they-
prices. No, this is the advice you're
We
giving
also
right now.
have gas, na? They are given an alternative for gas,
CNG.
CNG.
Okay. All the fossil fuels will have the same problem. Okay. All the fossil
Yeah.
fuels. All right.
Okay.
So they could have different names, but they are all disturbing the nature and the balance of nature.
Yeah.
Again, we are not talking of the advice. Okay, we are talking like what is your expectation that high fuel price will actually help? How it will help? What is your connection? Fuel ka price चलो कल 200 रुपए कर दिया. Just assume hypothetically it is raised to 200 rupees per liter. What is your expectation that would happen in between that it will lead to correcting everything which we are talking of this side? क्या
Yeah.
होगा आपकी क्या अपेक्षा है? What do you think? What is your understanding about high fuel prices as a solution? So yours one point is when you increase the fuel price, people will use it less. People might use more eco-friendly ways. One way they'll walk wherever it is walkable, or they might use cycles wherever you can really cycle, or else for far off distance, sorry, they can actually use some alternatives like solar or sustainable mediums, right? What else? और कुछ नहीं होगा महंगा हो गया क्यों चिल्लाते रहते हैं लोग okay they might also get into carpooling you understand what is carpooling
Yes.
what is carpooling Jaydev nahi Jayraj sorry
Like sharing of cabs.
yeah so if Jayraj is going to Navi Mumbai okay he searches on an app somewhere or maybe he has a friend who is going to Navi Mumbai he knows that every Monday or Tuesday he goes. Okay. Also, his mom is going there. His sister is going there. His neighbor is going there. Somebody, like three, four people will come together and use only one vehicle to go to a distance, which can be shareable. Right? Yes, that's carpooling. So people will probably go for carpooling options. Then, anything else? That's it. High fuel prices. So people will use less. And because of that, there'll be lesser. So what do you think? What happened in Corona?
Yeah.
When people were not on the road.
Animals were on the road.
Right, it all led to cleansing of the nature, and really it
Yeah,
all
they
led
were
to
moving freely
or
and we were
decrease.
caged
Yes,
inside the home.
yeah, right. But related to the environment, when just imagine something like that high fuel prices, that means lesser vehicles. Lesser vehicles means, don't you think also
Lots
sound
of
pollution will
environmental
be
hazards.
okay? Less of sound pollution, that is the impact.
Yes, sound
Okay.
pollution, noise pollution,
So
air pollution.
this is a kind of a solution, no? But here I'll put it. So this is the impact. All these are impacts. So the air pollution. So when people use lesser personal vehicles, there'll be less of air pollution. Why? Because the carbon emission will be less. Okay. Thereby automatically also leading to less sound pollution. Right. All these things can really help in reducing the respiratory issues amongst the people. And now we only think about humans, but also the birds and animals, that means other life on earth, can really be helped, protected, because their life cycles, their reproduction cycles, their eating patterns, their migration patterns, everything has changed because of the urbanization and because of the change of the face of earth. Okay, यहाँ mountain से उन्होंने खोद दिया, वो क्या किया? They have built this huge infrastructure there. Birds are confused. From Siberia, birds travel to Airoli. You know that? हाँ? नहीं पता तुम लोग को? You should read more about Airoli flamingos.
Yeah,
Right?
flamingos we have seen.
Yeah. So these are migratory birds. They're not there throughout.
Yeah.
From November to February, they're there in Airoli. And they come from Siberia. Right? But in between, can you imagine if they are, and there's a research on birds, you should read different researches on different animals and birds. You realize how humans are impacting their lives also. So we are thinking only of our lung cancer and we are thinking of our brain cancers and all, but no, there are many birds and animals which get impacted because when you change the river, when you develop the rivers and you block the rivers. I told you yesterday about riverfront development in Pune and all. So humans are thinking about beautifying it, but then what do you think about the animals who are actually really drinking the water from there, right? So maybe you're restricting the animals to get closer to the rivers, right? In the absence of humans, animals come there, right? Possibly. There are migration patterns which get impacted due to the infrastructure, due to road building, bridges, because we need more and more cars on the road, and that's the reason we are building different infrastructure. That also gets impacted. So as and when the fuel prices will be high, what would happen? In all possibilities, people will use it less. Less usage means automatically this. This is how you would start from A. The logic is A. A will lead to B will lead to C, and C will lead to the final, okay, whatever options we have, final conclusion. Okay. A, what is your A? High fuel prices. Now think for a moment, high fuel prices की वजह से आगे क्या होता है? उसके आगे क्या होता है? Okay. And then उसके आगे sometimes C is itself is the final thing. Or else the final conclusion. What is the final conclusion? Reduces environmental problems. You understand?
Yeah.
Here is problem here. So you have to think like that. Start developing your thought process that this is connected to this. In between, 2-3 things are missing. Okay. So we all are saying yes, or we might say no, but then all might have different ideas of why this would be connected or why this would be disconnected pieces. इसकी वजह से इसके ऊपर कैसे impact होगा? That's what we have to think. In between, 2-3 links are missing, and if you find that, that means your 2 paragraphs are taken care of. ठीक है? All right. Now those who are thinking of no, please tell me your points. Even if you're not thinking of no, now forcefully think of no. No. High fuel price is not the only way to decrease all types of environmental hazards. It will not even impact the environmental hazards. What you're thinking is wrong. Let's debate other way around. Why? High fuel prices से कुछ नहीं होगा.
We can plant more n number of trees. We can go
हाँ.
for.
So rather than increase the fuel price, you're giving me the other solutions, right?
Yeah.
But first tell me why it won't impact. The way I was thinking just now, why it is not a possible thought or feasible thought? क्या गड़बड़ है उसमें? Where's the loophole? कुछ नहीं होगा. 200 रुपए लीटर करो, 300 रुपए लीटर करो. Air pollution, sound pollution, everything will be the same. It will hardly marginally decrease. Why? Why? 200 रुपए liter किया, but then people are still going to use it. Don't you think so? If they can afford a car of 15 lakhs, can't they afford the fuel for 5,000 rupees for per month, 10,000 rupees per month, right? Because they have bought it for one different reasons, but they have bought it for either their comfort or their status or pride. Do you really think because of that 10 rupees, 15 rupees, whatever is increasing, people are going to stop using their cars?
No,
No.
it is a comfort level
No.
for them, no?
Yeah, it's a luxury, comfort, prestige.
Luxury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be different reasons for different people. But I'm saying that, okay, for example, somebody sick has to travel. Do I really put him in the train and get him or her? No. If some prime
No.
minister or some, forget prime minister, if some important VIP has to travel, some important person from some industry has to travel, do you really think that he will be taking out this option from his life? No, possibly,
No.
right? Also,
Yeah.
if I have to reach from, let's say, Dombivli to Goregaon, Dombivli to Thane, Dombivli to Palava, just imagine. I don't have the train possibly from one point to B point. But what do I do? I'll have to use bus or my public transport. Now I'm not ready to get into that crowded bus. What do I do? I have no option but use my personal
Use my
vehicle.
car. Okay.
Right. Because if I have to earn that X rupees, I have to put that X by 100th rupee in that petrol. I'll not think of that, है ना? अगर मुझे 2 लाख का सैलरी चाहिए तो मैं 5 रुपए का पेट्रोल के बारे में सोचूंगा, 5,000 रुपए के पेट्रोल के बारे में नहीं,
Like in
right?
COVID also, the situation was like this. Only people were ready to pay 2,000
Yeah,
also for traveling from
right.
one place to another because there was no other option for them.
Right. Okay. So what you will be saying is high fuel prices, what people anticipate that people are going to shift to EVs and solar cars and vehicles and all. That's like a far-fetched dream or fantasy. It's not going to happen very soon. So if you increase the fuel prices, sorry, without even giving the alternatives, do you really have electric vehicles and infrastructure ready? If everybody buys electric
No.
vehicle, sorry. No, we don't have these charging points ready. We don't have this infrastructure ready. अभी तक CNG मिलता नहीं है हर जगह पर तो electric क्या मिलेगा है ना? Which is there
Barabar.
since ages. So there's still some time for the transition. So अचानक से if you think that no tomorrow from tomorrow onwards let's move up the bar of the prices of fuel, I think people will all move to EVs. It may not happen because they're also thinking EV के लिए electric charging की तरह नहीं है. It has limitations, right? Second thing, carpooling. Do you really think that, if I've got some time or constraints, I have to reach a place in 20 minutes, half an hour? Okay. Will I wait for the carpooling option where somebody is going to be dropped, somebody is going to pick up? ऐसा issue रहेगा तो it might take 1 hour instead of half an hour. No, I may not do that. So all these things are good for certain set of people, but still most of the people will continue to use the vehicles, right? And hence, this is not the only way. The other ways could be, like Neeta suggested, all the environmental hazards can be balanced out by maybe planting of trees. Okay, maybe you can keep some recycling methods. Okay, you can have some air pollution control. We can have probably these cars are polluting. You can have some pollution. You have this POC, right? Certificate. Make it even more strict. Pollution under control, right? You can have probably air quality index, a measuring of that, and probably have some machines to suck out the excess pollutants. But higher fuel price is not the only way. उल्टा भी ऐसे लिख सकते हैं दूसरी तरफ से. Did you understand? Okay. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
So second sentence is also same thing. The best way to solve the world's environmental problem is to increase the cost of fuel. I agree or disagree. But another set of words are being used. Manufacturing and use of cars, same thing. But instead of petrol, which is used for cars mostly, okay, we are talking specifically cars. Okay, damage the environment, but their popularity is increasing. Why is this? Same thing. Okay, क्यों लोग use कर रहे हैं? We know that when we use the fossil fuels, we burn the fossil fuels through our car fuels. It's polluting. फिर भी हम लोग use कर रहे हैं. Why? Comfort, prestige, emergency, protection. Okay, it can be anything, right? How could this be controlled? How can we tell people to not use the cars? We can't tell them, right? We have to create some options.
You
Car
can give
band
them
karo.
alternative like EV.
Yes, you can give them alternatives like EV That's a new product in the market, right? Develop the infrastructure and make it feasible for people to buy and use. Okay, that's one. Two, why can't you make the public transportation comfortable? If there are more frequencies or more vehicles like buses and railways, more connectivity, okay, is definitely affordable, but more connectivity, what would happen? People will resort to the public transportation, make it comfortable, okay, make it hygienic, and people might use that, make it accessible. Okay. Do you think our railways are accessible for handicaps? Old people who are on wheelchair, medically who is not well, कोई चढ़ सकता है
No.
train में on his
नहीं.
own? नहीं, it's so difficult to put that wheelchair in the handicap. डब्बा तो रखा है handicap का coach, but it's not handicap friendly. Differently abled people are not able to take the benefit of these. So if you're not making these arrangements for the citizens are going to find the way, which is using their own cars, right? So how this could be controlled? Government has to do all these things. Then we can also say carpooling and all these things. Okay, same things. With the increased global demand in oil and gas, undiscovered areas of the world should be opened up to access more resources. All right. Did you understand the question in the first place? Read the question once again if you have not.
Yes, ma'am. Just like
What
the
is-
Himalayas were not discovered, only the Himalayas is discovered only for 20%. 80% is not only discovered only because they want to keep it that way because
right,
nature is very precious to us. It is like lungs to India only.
right, right. So now we are saying, अगर गुजरात का oil निकाल के हो चुका है, let's go to Konkan. You know this? There's a protest going on in Konkan area. No?
Yeah.
That protest in Revdi, na? Darshana might be aware of it. Revdi refinery. You know? Something like that. Some place, specific place is there in Konkan where they're planning to put the refinery. And the government is saying that, oh, we are having this green refinery. Okay, that means it's not going to pollute the area around. Also, it's going to create the employment. That's the argument which is put forth by the government. But the locals are protesting. Why? They're saying, no, let's not open these areas, like dig these areas and bring out all the chemicals and spread it across. It's going to pollute the nature for which the Konkan, the region is known for in the sense. Right? So there's a debate going on.
Yeah.
Mangoes. It's going to impact the typical 4-5 things which the farmers are growing there, right? It's going to impact a lot, and that's their dependability. I mean, their dependability, their income comes majorly from these factors. And then the argument against the employment is that the people who work there know only a couple of skills. They don't know, factory skills. So what kind of environment are we, or what kind of employment, sorry, are we giving to them? They're not looking out for jobs. They are only farmers, right? So
Because
this
they
is
are
a
having
debate.
more income that
Oh yes,
they
yes,
are
yes.
gaining
So
more
at the
money.
end, when you're going to get some jobs, they are going to get some jobs or some peon or some administrative work here and there, transportation and all. So in fact, you're going to make them skillless. You're going to probably get some from one generation to other generation when the children work with their parents, they pass on the skills. But if you get them to jobs like working like a peon or admin or clerk, really the next generation will not be acquainted, and hence the employability factor which you're talking of is not worth. So there's a debate going on in Konkan, right? Undiscovered areas. Don't you think that undiscovered areas like some forest or some deserts or some marshy areas, if we try to get into these, along with the oil, there might be other things which can be exposed, like bacteria. Okay. We are worried about the melting ice. You know why? पता है?
It will raise the sea level.
Water level.
Yes, that's one. Physically, yes.
Glaciers.
Glaciers are melting, so we are worried. For what? होने दो ना, अच्छा है पानी, फ्रेश पानी और मिलेगा.
पूरा पूरा जो ये है ना एरिया, वो पानी के अंदर ही आएगा ना, इतना पूरा मेल्ट हो जाने के बाद.
Right. So that is the first thought which came to everybody's mind, that if it starts melting, it's going to rise the level, water levels, especially for the
Water
coastal
level will
cities.
increase. Yeah.
हाँ मतलब जो island जैसे float हो रहा है वो नहीं होगा अभी, it will be fully covered with water. That's one fear. Second,
Some
It will
species
affect
will
the wildlife
destroy.
of it.
wildlife is getting impacted. Yes. Third, Darshana, you were saying something.
The same one. The species will get
Species will get
destroyed.
impacted. Like polar bear are not going to get any food from the flat line when it
Pygmies
starts.
and also
Penguins are getting impacted, and so on and so forth. Other thing, bacteria. For thousands and thousands of years, for centuries, these ice sheets are frozen. Okay, that means those kind of bacteria and whatever life species are there. At times, certain species are also frozen in that. It can be microscopic, and that there's a fear amongst the scientists. अगर ice melt हो गया, तो ये सारे bacteria can become alive, or they can come to life. Okay, and
active.
then active, and then they can really spread more diseases also. You understand what I'm
Just like
saying?
COVID.
Yeah.
हाँ, COVID तो bat से आया था, but yes, there could be epidemics and pandemics. Okay, there could be different sets of. So वो पहले के जमाने के जो बैक्टीरिया होते हैं ना, वो frozen है, वो अभी वापस से unfreeze हो जाएंगे. There's a research on it. Read on that. It's so interesting to look at it from a different perspective. So we are saying undiscovered areas है. अगर पूरा Earth को choose लोगे, that means if you are going to extract oil from every part of the known region, we are going to really deteriorate the quality of the air, water, all the resources on Earth. So we are saying that, hey, rather than discovering more and more of the world, you reduce your demands. And that's how we are saying there's a reason there's electric vehicles, solar, and all these discussions. It's not just on paper, in real life also. ठीक है, तो ऐसा मत समझना सिर्फ IITs के लिए हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. You ask Google about this. Have you done that anytime? Ask
We
Google.
can ask
Hmm.
that only. In that PDF only, there is a option
Is
for
that
you
so?
only. Yes.
Where?
In that
Your
PDF, can you go to the PDF? Back.
this PDF? Okay.
Yes. So on the right hand side corner, in the upper side,
Okay.
there's a B option there, blue one.
B. Oh yes.
Yes. It's an AI app, so you can chat. It's like a Google only.
Okay, all right. No, I wanted to
Just like
find an
chat
article.
GPT.
Okay. So, is that so? So let me
Yes.
ask. Drawbacks of melting glaciers. And then
Yeah, they will.
searching. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Learn more on this. Okay. All right. Let's do that. If I click on this, what happens? Okay, I
It
have to
just
click on
opens a
this.
link. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So can you see this? Melting of glaciers has several drawbacks. Just like yesterday's structure, several drawbacks. Something has several drawbacks. The main consequences of this are an increase in the level of oceans and climatic change. We also thought of the same thing, right? Now see the words. Equilibrium of the cyclonic and anticyclonic structures. These are all geographical words. And the weather conditions are getting worse. Equilibrium, मतलब balance जो होता है वो. It rained, right, in April in Thane, if I'm not wrong. Did it rain in Dombivli?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, in Thane it rained yesterday, 30th April. It rained like there was a heavy downpour. It just didn't drizzle. So that is the equilibrium. Balance nahi hai abhi. Melting of glacial ice. Look at the word glacial. Okay, not glacier. So glacier is one word. This is glacial used as an adjective. Leads to the weakening of the polar vortex. That means the polar region. An increase in heat waves causing significant damage to crops all over the world. People from Konkan, I know of these situations because people are talking about it when we buy mangoes. Mango nahi hai bolte. Okay, in certain regions there's no mango. I don't know where this mango comes from, but they say Alfonso Malco, but Alfonso is
Devgar.
majorly देवगढ़ रत्नागिरी में
Devgad.
मैंगो नहीं है बोलते. Okay, because of the random and what's the right word for that? Intermittent nature. There's a word for that. Okay, rains, random rains होते हैं, untimely rains. Yeah, that's the right word. Untimely. जब भी आना चाहिए तभी नहीं होता है. Okay. Frequent loss of food crops will only lead to food crisis around the world and mainly affect the poor section of society. Of course, rich people will use their money, right, to get and source some funds. During Corona also, you must have seen all these rich people had hoarded everything. Sanitizers, tissues, masks, bulk में लेके घूमो घर पे, गाड़ी में, pocket में, bag में. They were like bulk of this. People have hoarded this. Only the poor people had this problem of storing things and buying. Did you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is one part of it. So you think about it, you read about it, there are these actual research pieces. Okay, it's damaging our generation. It may cause ruin the life. It may cause ruin the life. And English is a problem here. It may cause ruin the life. It may ruin the life. Okay. Extended industrialization. Is it too late? Too late. CTOO is not there. Okay. There could be spelling mistakes on certain websites. Causes of melting glaciers. What is causing it? Due to men's behavior. Men's means not women and men, human behavior. Okay. Phenomenon is getting worse and temperature of the Earth's surface. Why Earth's surface is going? Effect of the global warming. Important production of CO2, intensive combustion of fossil carbon, extended process of deforestation. सिर्फ काटना नहीं लिखा है, extended process of deforestation. Okay, see how beautifully they say, instead of saying cutting of trees, extended process. मतलब क्या है? बहुत ज़्यादा deforestation होता है. You understand? Now,
Yes.
read one or two paragraphs. I think most of the ideas will fall in place. Okay, next is air pollution caused by air travel. Did you imagine? Air pollution caused by air travel. Now, from the roads, you are in air. That means flight. Okay? Is a growing concern for governments around the world. Raising taxes and so increasing ticket prices would be an effective, would be effective to reduce air travel. अभी कार बंद किया, अभी flights भी बंद करो. That's what they're saying. Do you agree? Will this solve the problem if the flights are reduced? Do you agree? No, you should either agree or you should disagree. I'm asking you, think. Are you still thinking for too long? That means you have to read more about it. Air pollution caused by air travel is a growing concern. So let's increase the ticket price. Do you think ticket price is a solution for that? If yes, explain. If no, explain. कल से ticket price 1 lakh हो गया from here to Delhi. Definitely people will think, right? Yeah. But there are people who want to go. Will they think? Business hai. So they have to go. Okay, somebody died. They have to go. Some medical attention. They have to go. Just like fuels are impacting the cars, they are the same things. The fuel is going to impact, or the taxes and everything is going to impact the flights. No doubt about it. But I think there are certain people who are still going to travel. Okay, so it is not. And who travels by flight? Do you think everyday common man travels by flight?
No.
No. I know that will be more like buses and trains. If you really stop buses and trains, probably that will impact. Okay, but flight, so only handful of people. Use any research which says that only 5% of the population travels by the flight. Right? उल्टा भी बोल सकते हैं. Due to the cheaper flight tickets, more than 40%, 30% of people have started traveling by flight. You can use any which ways. If you think it will solve the problem, then you should say ban karo, band karo ye sab flights. Okay, it will definitely solve the problem. If you think nahi, isse kuch nahi hoga, then you should say kya only 5% people travel by flight. So flight band karoge to kya hoga? 5% people will still travel because it is affordable for them. है ना, इसलिए तो flight से जाते हैं, right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Those who are still thinking, again, ask Google about this. Oh, so should I use this? Again, ask me anything. So ask flight tickets. No, I just want to put keywords. Expensive flight can be helpful in reducing the pollution, air pollution, environmental pollution, air pollution. Let's see if it has something to offer. See how it has taken the keywords. Can you see this? I'm not sure if expensive flights can be helpful in reducing air pollution. However, experts say, see, they have also used somebody else's opinion. किसी और के कंधे पे बंदूक रख के. You understand what does that mean? He is not saying it, but experts say commercial air travel accounts for about not only 3 to 4% of total US greenhouse gas emissions. And while planes become more efficient with each new model, with the advanced technology, it becomes more efficient. Growing demand for flights is outpacing those advancements. So United Nations expect airplane emissions of this to triple by 2050. Okay. So it can be used, few pieces can be used to make it sound positive, few pieces can be used to make it sound negative. Okay. You can increase the statistics and say 30 to 40% of overall in the world, not US. Okay. People travel by this. Yeah. Or people have this greenhouse emissions coming from there. And you'll say, oh, there are other important things. Okay, either बोल सकते only 3 to 4%, and then say look at the cars. Okay, look at the industries which are like every day spewing the carbon dioxide. Stop them. Look at the methane from the cow dung of the animals. That is creating more problems. So poultry इसमें देखो. Okay, all this cattle farming में देखो. Don't look at the air flights for the solution. That is only a minor part of it. Do you understand? छोटा सा change है ये, कुछ नहीं होगा इससे. Okay, you can also make it sound like a big change and say that, oh, flights are now commonly used by many commoners or laymen because of the cheap air travels. And because of that, more frequency, more flights as compared to a decade back. 10 साल पहले 20 साल पहले इतने फ्लाइट की फ्रीक्वेंसी नहीं थे. Now every half an hour, 2 hours, you have connections, okay, between two good metro cities, top tier 1 metro cities. Okay, so itne flights बढ़ चुके हैं, that is leading to a lot of air pollution. Look at Delhi. Delhi has the highest air travel traffic. ऐसे बताने के लिए बता दो. I'm not saying that. You can use it if you want to. See, basically, essay is all about convincing the reader, not necessary here in IELTS about using the right statistics, but by using some supporting data. Okay? So always understand that when you're saying, no, I don't agree, the reader is saying, why? Why don't you agree on this? Then you have to give some explanation. Then the reader is asking, who told you this? Then you have to say, some experts told me this. What did I tell you? Some 3 to 4%. So what does it mean? 3 to 4% reader doesn't understand. 3 to 4 is a good percentage or a bad percentage. So write the further impact of it. And then the second problem. समझ में आ रहा है, समझते हैं, करते हैं.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
understand?
Yes.
All right. I think you have to read a lot, because if you're keeping mum, that means you really do not have a great idea about this. You have like superficial idea, ऊपर से पता है. Okay, so read about it. See this. Some people believe that holding an international car-free day is an effective way of reducing pollution. Others believe other methods would be more effective. One day I'll not use car. Is it going to impact? One
No.
day. No. But don't you think it's going to probably create a mindset that, oh, car-free day. It's going to bring more awareness? Like एक दिन blood donate करने से क्या blood सबको मिल जाता है?
नहीं ना.
नहीं. नहीं. But if we have that, probably people are thinking, अच्छा, there's a blood donation camp. Oh, there's a concept like this. एक दिन flag hoisting करने से patriotism बढ़ता है?
नहीं.
नहीं. But there's an awareness amongst the students that, oh, there's a concept called as First May, where certain things happen. So we are revising it for them, right? In their minds, we are trying to carve them in their minds, right? Yes. So there are other methods, yes, but this could be also a good way of doing it. All right. Then we are talking of which issue is the most important one. Global warming is actually not real, and politicians and media should spend time debating more serious issues such as how to decrease poverty. To what extent do you agree with the above statement? Do you agree? कुछ नहीं है ग्लोबल वार्मिंग के लिए 2050 तक अर्थ मेल्ट होगा, सी मेल्ट होगा, ये मेल्ट होगा, वो मेल्ट होगा, डिजास्टर होगा एंड ऑल. दैट्स व्हाट दिस टॉपिक इज सेइंग. Politicians and media should spend time debating more serious issues. And according to this, what are the serious issues? Poverty. How to decrease poverty. Do you agree? Let's agree. Everybody, let's
No.
agree. No, acha. No. All
Yeah,
right. So you're saying global warming is real. So you have to tell me how and why.
because it is also equally important topic.
Equally important. Why? Keep
It is
asking why.
affecting, uh, it
Ah,
is affecting the our environment, and because of that, our health is also getting impacted.
right,
Our atmosphere is disturbed.
right,
Weathers, uh, animals are disturbed and all.
right. तो इसको
Related to
सब क्या
all
बोलते हैं? हम लोग को डिस्टर्ब होता है एटमॉस्फेयर को, एनिमल्स को. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज इकोसिस्टम. ओके.
hmm.
इक्विलिब्रियम, जो वर्ड था इक्विलिब्रियम, it's a tongue twister. Equilibrium. Okay. Equilibrium in the ecosystem or of the ecosystem is disturbed because of this global warming. There are these cycles, weather condition patterns, increasing storms, tornadoes, cyclones जो आ रहे हैं इंडिया में हर साल, तो एक आता ही है. Right? All these are indicators that okay, this is slowly going towards the concerns which are raised by the scientists. So it is real. Okay? And definitely they should be doing more about it along with the poverty. So are you saying poverty mat dekho? What are you
No,
disagreeing with? So you're saying poverty also can be taken care of, but that doesn't mean that global warming is not
it is
real.
equally important.
Right. Okay. Somebody tell me it's not real. And why do you think so? Just make up a story. कुछ नहीं है global warming के कुछ नहीं होगा 2050 तक. What they are saying is a fact. Why? Are you thinking?
Yes.
Right opposite. Global warming is actually not real. Okay. There are other researches which are not published. They're not allowed to publish, where they are talking about how these are the natural cyclical changes in the nature. And this is the unwarranted worry of the media. ऐसा कुछ लिखना, media या researchers. Okay. And all these are predicted data. These are the things which are predicted. समझ में आ रहा है? It's not real. It's all just said and thought on certain permutation combinations. All right. So it is all assumed data. And in the past also there have been many things that they have been putting scientifically that Earth will explode by 2000, by 2020. है ना? ऐसा कुछ सुना ही रहेगा ना आप लोगों ने? ना? Earth will there'll be catastrophic event और ऐसा कुछ होगा, वैसा कुछ होगा, tsunami आएगा. But nothing happened because Earth is taking care of itself. So this is a natural way of balancing the negative impacts on the Earth, right? So we are saying that this is not going to happen. Global warming is not real in that way. In fact, instead of like putting a lot of money on futuristic happenings, why don't we take care of the people who are actually poor, who are born on this earth, rather than taking care of the things which may or may not happen? All right. So why don't we look at the issue of poverty, where there would be more people who would get the benefit of it, and then thereby, if they are not poor, and if they are not, that means if they are educated and they are not poor, that means they come up to a certain standard. I think they can save the earth. बराबर कि नहीं?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Right? So because people are poor, people are unaware, people are uneducated, that category is really unaware of the global warming or वो सब चीजें. In fact, it is other way around. I think more rich people, the richer the people are getting, they are creating more nuisance in the environment. उल्टा है in my observation. है ना? कौन है जो प्लास्टिक यूज करता है? Who uses the plastic according to you? Let me pause.